fight that loads of fight fans from the UK, in fact, around the world, want to see is Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. Do you see this one happening? If so, who wins it?
I think it's going to happen. The fans want it. It's got to happen. And I'm going Jones, man. I'm going Jones.
It'd be a great fight, right? It needs to happen.
It needs to happen.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier is showing full support for Jon Jones, expressing strong confidence that the highly anticipated showdown with Tom Aspinall is destined to happen. He made his stance crystal clear, saying, "I think it's going to happen. The fans want it. It has to happen. I'm going Jones, man. I'm going Jones." Poirier firmly believes that when the fight goes down, Jones will once again prove why he's regarded as the greatest of all time, confidently predicting a win for the former champion in what's expected to be an unforgettable clash.
If he's weighing 215, he would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds. In his 205 frame, he could fight Tom Aspinall better than he'd fight him at that 250 because that's not his weight class. While he didn't last long with Cyril, he didn't look as fast. He carried more weight. Cyril just did some weird stuff. And John, you don't make mistakes against him.
I believe Jon Jones would perform better against Tom Aspinall if he were closer to 215 pounds rather than weighing in at 245. In his more natural 205-pound frame, Jones could move more efficiently and handle Aspinall with greater sharpness. Carrying that extra weight up to 250 just doesn't suit his optimal fighting style. Even though his bout with Cyril Gane ended quickly, Jones didn't appear as fast with the added bulk. He seemed a bit slower, and while Cyril used some unconventional tactics, one thing is certain: you can't afford to make mistakes against Jon Jones. He'll take full advantage every single time.
To this day, he gave Jon Jones some serious trouble, and Jon destroyed his legs.
Yeah,
he needed double knee surgery after that fight. Both of his knees were destroyed.
Seen him on the wheelchair.
Yeah, crazy. Jon just destroyed his knees. That side kick to the knees. You know, I mean, Jon is so good at that.
One of his knees they messed up. He tried to kick Jon, and Jon slid back and made a mess, and he hyperextended his leg.
Yeah. He picked up both knees in one fight, and really was never the same again.
I think he wins. I think he wins in PFL.
You think so?
Yeah.
Aspinall's a freak. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem. But Jon has been used to fighting guys like Alexander Gustafsson, guys who are really fast at light heavyweight. So the speed is not going to be as much of an adjustment. Like, Jon's used to really fast people. He fought Lyoto Machida when Machida was in his prime. Machida was a lightning bolt, man. And he caught Jon a bunch of times. But then there's the thing of getting caught by Lyoto Machida is not like getting caught by 255-pound Tom.
You want to see the winner of this fight Tom Aspinall to unify the heavyweight title.
Was that for me?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Do you want to see the winner fight Tom?
The winner should absolutely fight Tom. Who's got the next question?
Knock it off.
Question for Michael Chandler.
UFC.
He beat the best me ever. Nobody ever faced me like that. I was in the best shape. Yeah, I was in the best shape. I trained up in Denver. I was running 7 miles when I normally just run 3 miles. And I trained my ass off it. I was like overly confident. I'm like, I've never lost a fight, been as good a shape. I'm like, I'm gonna destroy this kid. And he kicked the shit out of me.
Rampage has abandoned the wins. See, Jones was 7-0 knee against Shogun, the ultimate fighter. And there's the flying knee. Look at that. Jab again. Oh, nice lead left hook. He got hurt. He got hurt. Quint's hurt. In wrestling. He's got the neck. He's got him. Looking to do it right here.
And he literally walked into the room and said, it's happening. And I said, well, he's going to want loads of money. I know, but it's happening. And he said, it's going to be the biggest fight in UFC history.
Does that mean Jon Jones has agreed?
I don't think so. Jon Jones is like, nobody knows what he's doing, even the UFC.
He says he wants you money. I imagine Dana will pay him you money, won't he?
I would imagine so. Can't speak for Dana, but
would you get you money?
No.
How much would you get for that fight?
I don't really care about money at this point. I mean, obviously, I've got a family. I want to make as much money as I can. But to me, what's more important is unifying belts. Usually, you have one champion, one face, one name of every division. Now, in the heavyweight division right now, there's two. I don't want there to be two because I feel like I'm the number one.
Aspinall is such an incredible fighter. He is the next generation, 100%. Seeing a heavyweight move like a middleweight, he can strike, he can grapple, he can wrestle, but so can Jon Jones. And everybody's like, no, he's going to beat Jon Jones. How do you say that? Nobody's been able to do that. Every time people say Jon Jones, this fight, Jon Jones knows how to win. Jon Jones, everybody said Cyril Gane, at heavyweight. Cyril Gane is a real heavyweight. Jon Jones is looking out of shape. Went in there and made it look like child's play. Jon Jones is a different animal in his mentality, and that makes a champion. But then you have Tom Aspinall. The same, he has that mentality too. Young, hungry. I mean, Jon Jones at his age doesn't need to prove anything. He's done it all. At some stage, you have to give over you have to give it over. You have some stage, and Jon Jones is just one of those guys where he has beaten, and everybody's like, you have to fight Tom Aspinall. You don't want to fight Aspinall. Yeah, but remember how many of those Aspinalls he's fought in the past. He's been at the top of the game for how long? Exactly. He's taken out guys coming in, guys that's retired already, that were up and coming that he's beaten. He's like the Valentino Rossi of the UFC. Like, people come, beats, gets close, beats him. Like generations. So he doesn't have to prove anything more. And with Tom Aspinall, I do believe that other than Jones, there's not a heavyweight that's coming close to it.
Specifically, has he said or done to make him an asshole?
There's just a lot of people on his nuts right now.
But what has he done, though?
Coming up with Jon Jones t-shirts, buying a little duck, and just the little shit that he does. He's annoying to me. And that's my own personal. He annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying, and I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say I want that fuck you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all. And he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
I know you said that you'd be willing to walk away from negotiations if your demands aren't met. I know you haven't made those demands yet, but have you set a timeline for when you want those negotiations to have been concluded by?
I don't even want to call them demands. You know, I don't want to put the wrong energy in the room when it comes to Dana. I respect Dana so much. He changed my life completely. I don't want to call it demands. I'm not demanding anything. I'm not trying to run anything. I'm not trying to boss anyone. I'm just clearly like letting people know my intentions. And whenever Dana wants me to fight is when I'll fight, you know, as long as we can come to an agreement, you know. I really want to make that clear. Like, I don't want to go there with the word demand. Respectfully, Dana and I have been closer now than we've ever been before. And as a young man, well, not even a young man anymore, as a man, I want to respectfully have a conversation with him and see if we see eye to eye. And if we do, I'll fight whenever he tells me to.
Okay. And 2 very quick questions. Is there a dollar figure that equals fuck you money?
A very, very high number. It's going to be a very high number for sure.
Don't want to define very high yet?
No, I'm not. I've learned over the years not to really get into finances publicly. But I want to be compensated to the point where if I won or lost, that it really wouldn't matter.
Okay.
I'd like to see this. Jon Jones, because I love Aspinall. I think he's a phenomenal. He's in the heavyweight division. He has grappling, wrestling, incredible striking. You don't see that with heavyweights. Jon Jones is years ahead of everybody, especially at heavyweight, until Aspinall came along. I mean, we saw what he did with Cyril Gane. And now Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, 38 years old. I don't need to see this because he's never been beaten. So I don't need to see Jon Jones fight Aspinall because I don't want either one of them to lose. I want Jon Jones to retire unbeaten. Of course, he had that DQ for 12-6, which is now legal, but unbeaten and the legend that he is. And I want him to retire and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing. But Jon Jones, being the warrior that he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it. Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. And that's the one thing, you look at it and you go, Aspinall's probably going to win. But then, if you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is the greatest of all time, for sure. You can't deny that. Up until now, up until this date, where fighting exists, he is the guy.
I really do believe that I'm one of the strongest heavyweights in the heavyweight division. When I was a light heavyweight, people would say all the time, Jon is a lot stronger than what he appears to be. Almost every opponent, can say that. And now that I've been powerlifting and living a martial arts lifestyle, I really, truly believe that I'm the strongest heavyweight in the heavyweight division.
I'm not the best boxer in the world. I'm not the best grappler in the world. I'm not the best wrestler in the world. I've not got the best fitness in the world. I'm not the strongest guy in the world. But put it all together, and as a collective, I do that as good as anybody.
Aspinall to me is no difference than an old St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith. Be like just another up and comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting. I want legends on my resume. There's nothing if I beat him. Beating Tom is just like beating Cyril Gain. Has a whole country behind him. He's hot right now. What happens to me after I beat him? Nothing changes for me. I'm not ducking Tom Aspinall. The Tom narrative came out of nowhere. He won a belt and now suddenly I'm ducking him. I've never had negotiations to even fight him, if this makes sense.
I bet if he's weighing 215, he would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds. In his 205 frame, he could fight Tom Aspinall better than he'd fight him at that 250 because that's not his weight class. While he didn't last long with Cyril, he didn't look as fast. He carried more weight. Cyril just did some weird stuff. And Jon, you don't make mistakes.
There's a guy named Tom Aspinall who's the interim heavyweight champion. You think he beats Jon Jones? You think he beats Jon?
No, I don't think he does.
Why not?
So me just watching him, I kind of see his pattern a little bit. And his striking, the way he comes in and strikes. I think Jon sees it too.
Okay.
So I think with that, just because, again, Jon's he studies, man. He does his homework, He's a master at this. He analyzes things. He studies you over and over again. I think just for that reason, he's going to know what to do. So I don't think he beats Jon, no.
What do you think of Tom?
Great, obviously, champion of the world. Amazing, he's beaten some tough guys to get there.
You think he beats Jon Jones?
No, I don't think he does.
Why not?
So me just watching him, I kind of see his pattern a little bit and his striking, the way he comes in and strikes. And I think Jon sees it too. Jon's studies, man. He does his homework. He's a master at this. He's gonna know what to do. So I don't think he beats Jon. No. The simple fact is the way Tom he does have a pattern that's somewhat easier to find. Where he comes in and strikes. And I think you know what we're talking about. A lot of things come with that. It's disguising your pattern. It's throwing fakes here and there before. But when he comes to attacks, he comes in and attacks. It's 100% full go. He comes in, glides in, lunges in, and does his attack. Again, not that it's not effective. It is. He's done great things with it. The type of guy that Jon Jones is, I think he studies them and he beats them. because of that.
I think the number one consensus greatest of all time is Jon Jones, because Jon Jones just went up and easily won the heavyweight title with a first round submission. Easily. Just took the guy down, strangled him quick. He's so fucking good. I mean, he's beaten so many people, and the way he beat him, he fought Lyoto Machida, and it's one of the most cold-blooded finishes in the history of the sport. He grabs him at the cage, presses him against the cage, and gets him in this perfect power guillotine, puts him to sleep, and then drops him and walks away.
He's one of the greatest fighters of all time, period, in all of combat sports. And I don't think people give him enough credit. The guy is undefeated. He's never lost in MMA. Went right through fucking murderer's row at light heavyweight, then moves up to heavyweight and wins in heavyweight.
And they say he's crazy. What do you think about that?
All fighters are crazy, you know that. But what makes Jon Jones so fucking unique and so special is if you look at all the things that he did outside of the octagon and outside of the sport, yet still destroyed everybody that he fought. It's pretty fascinating.
This is the best heavyweight in the world. Just 6 seconds into the fight, Tom Aspinall lands a huge leg kick that hurts Sergey Pavlovich. Aspinall lands another calf kick while staying in range. Pavlovich lands a massive left hook and backs up Aspinall against the cage. But notice what Aspinall does. He feints forward, lifts his jab hand a little bit, and Pavlovich reacts by throwing a left hook. A few seconds later, Tom feints with a jab, and Pavlovich again reacts by throwing a left hook. Now Aspinall knows what he needs to do. Aspinall steps in and feints a jab, and again Pavlovich throws that left hook. But straight punches always beat.
Tom Aspinall in London.
Another one.
He wants to fight Jon Jones.
He wants to fight everybody, man.
He thinks he'll beat Jon Jones.
Yes, he does. I love it. I love that. And a young, aggressive, talented heavyweight that he actually wants to fight all the best. The problem in this business is you have guys that say a lot of things publicly, but behind the curtains don't mean it. You know, don't really want these fights. Tom Aspinall is not that guy. Tom Aspinall wants to fight all the best in the world, and I love that.
How good is he?
Very good. We're going to find out, though. You know, we make this Jon Jones fight, and obviously a fight like that for a young, talented heavyweight, you know, and if he can win, he can beat Jon Jones. It says that shit publicly, but not behind the scenes. Jon is a very unique individual to deal with. From day one, I've been confident that Jon Jones would do that fight, right? I mean, even before the fight, I said if he won, there's no way Jon doesn't do this fight. Jon Jones isn't afraid to fight anybody, and that's a fact. And the only time that anything remotely weird has ever happened with Jon Jones was the time that his fucking camp did the weird Chael Sonnen thing. We can't fight Chael Sonnen on short notice. Other than that, and that wasn't him, but other than that, Jon Jones behind the scene is not a guy that I think fans are dreaming about. Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. That's the fight I think they're dreaming about.
Yes.
I think that if Stipe wins the fight or Jon Jones wins the fight, the way that both of those guys are wired, I think they fight Aspinall. So we'll see, 100%. I think it's probably the biggest fight in heavyweight history, and it's a mass. Says that shit publicly, but not behind the scenes. Jon is a very unique individual to deal with. From day one, I've been confident that Jon Jones would do that fight, right? I mean, even before the fight, I said if he won, there's no way Jon doesn't do this fight. Jon Jones isn't afraid to fight anybody, and that's a fact. And the only time that anything remotely weird has ever happened with Jon Jones was the time that his fucking camp did the weird Chael Sonnen thing. We can't fight Chael Sonnen on short notice. Other than that, and that wasn't him, it was his team. And he listened to his team for whatever reason. But that's like the goofiest fucking move in the history of the UFC. But other than that, Jon Jones behind the scene is not a guy that turns down fights. I'll say 100%. Tom waiting outside for me right now, and Jon, you let Jon do Jon. Jon's gonna disappear. Not only will you not hear about him or what he's doing, neither will I. And then he will resurface and they'll call and we'll get it done. Jon Jones fights and beats Stipe. If he wins, I think he fights Aspinall.
Everybody in this room
is the greatest heavyweight. This fight's set up. Jon Jones gets hurt. So do I just yank it away from Stipe and say, hey, go yourself and sit on the sidelines for 2 more years?
Okay, then the answer to that would be you should have had Stipe fight Aspinall or somebody else, right? In the interim, because how do you qualify for a title shot when you have not fought since 2021 and you lost that fight when you're trying to say who is the best fighter in the world?
So I have 2 legends in the sport that wanted to fight each other. These guys are lined up. One guy gets hurt. So are you the media telling me I should just tell Stipe to f off and good luck to you, Stipe. When you think about Jon Jones becoming the youngest champion in heavyweight history and all the things that Stipe accomplished, they were given opportunities, when they were young. And I think that they will reciprocate.
John's weird in how he deals with this type of stuff. Like, he'll show up for a fight like this, and then he'll be prepared mentally, physically, everything else. Then when the fight's over, he sort of goes and disappears and has to get that, he wants to challenge himself again. And Tom Aspinall is there. And, he's doing the whole, I didn't deserve it. But Jon, when he was 23 years old and became the youngest champion ever, somebody gave him the opportunity for greatness. And I think Jon will